All right, get ready, because today we're going deep into theme park management.
Theme park management.
Well, sort of. We're diving into this YouTube video, right?
Okay.
And it's DougDoug playing Planet Coaster.
Okay, I'm familiar with Planet Coaster. What's the twist?
Oh, there's a twist, all right. Every 5 minutes, boom, random disaster.
Every 5 minutes. That sounds like a recipe for chaos.
Oh, absolutely. It's wild. So the big question is, can he actually, keep this park running for a whole hour with all this going on?
I mean, I've seen some of Doug's stuff. He's a pretty creative guy.
Yeah.
But an hour of constant disaster.
Exactly. That's what we're here to find out. So right off the bat, he's trying to get this great straight line theme park.
Straight line, like everything in a straight line.
You got it. Super straightforward, right? Well, not so much.
I have a feeling those disasters are going to mess with those straight lines.
Ah, you know it. Almost immediately, stuff starts hitting the fan. Like, literally, the first disaster, flattens a bunch of his land.
Wow, so he has to adjust from the very beginning.
Right, talk about a challenge. And that's what's so interesting about this, It's not just building a park, it's like problem solving on the fly.
Yeah, with that kind of pressure, you got to be adaptable.
For sure. And then there's the money, right? He starts off, with a limited budget. And these disasters, they ain't cheap to fix.
Makes sense. You got to clean up the mess, rebuild, all that.
Totally. So he's constantly trying to balance, building new rides and stuff to keep people happy, but also making sure he has enough cash to deal with whatever crazy thing happens next.
Sounds like a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
I'm already stressed just thinking about it.
Oh, it gets way more stressful, believe me.
Yeah.
And then, okay, this is where things get really funny. He decides to, bring in some AI to, generate backstories for the janitors.
Backstories for the janitors. Why?
Just to add some, personality to the park, make it a little more interesting. But, oh boy, the AI goes off the rails.
Oh, no. What did it come up with?
So we meet this janitor, right? And his name, well, the pronunciation is a whole saga in itself, but let's just call him Janitor for now.
Janitors. All right, I'm intrigued. What's so special about this janitor?
Well, according to the AI, he has this little habit of eating children.
Eating children. Hold on. What? Is this a horror theme park?
No, that's the thing. It's supposed to be, a fun family park. But the AI throws in this totally dark backstory.
So this seemingly normal janitor's like a secret cannibal. That's wild.
Right. And Doug, his reactions are just priceless. He's like, what is going on here?
I bet. And I'm guessing the people watching his stream are losing it.
Oh, totally. The Twitch chat is going crazy. Everyone's like, oh my God, the janitor is a monster. It's hilarious.
It's amazing how these little details can add so much to the experience,
Absolutely. It's like you're not just watching someone play a game. You're part of this whole weird, funny story that's unfolding.
That's a performance, a shared experience.
Yeah, you got it. But, in all this craziness, he's still trying to build a functioning theme park, and we see him go through 3 different attempts.
3 different attempts.
Yeah, each one with its own set of challenges and ideas, So, attempt number 1, the Great Straight Line Theme Park.
Ah, yes, the straight line dream, crushed by disasters.
Exactly. Between those disasters and, well, some maybe not so smart money decisions, that one crashes and burns pretty quickly.
Makes sense. It's got to be tough to maintain a straight line when meteor showers and rogue toilets are messing with your layout.
Oh, you said it. So, okay, round 2, he goes for the Great V Park.
The V Park. Okay, I'm picturing everything arranged in a V shape.
You got it. And for some reason, he's super focused on benches this time. Benches everywhere.
Benches. Maybe he's anticipating that people are going to need a lot of rest after dealing with all the chaos.
Maybe. But, even with all the benches in the world, he can't escape the money problems. And then there's this cart ride he builds.
Oh, I've heard about this cart ride. Isn't it infamous in the DougDoug community?
Infamous is putting it mildly. It becomes this running joke. People in the chat are constantly roasting him for how basic it is.
But he sticks with it.
Oh, he defends it tooth and nail. It's hilarious. He's trying to convince everyone that it's, this brilliant masterpiece of simplicity.
Well, everyone's like, dude, it's just a cart going back and forth.
Pretty much. But here's the thing, right? Even though he fails a bunch, he keeps trying new things. Each time he starts over, he's learned something new.
Yeah, there's a sort of evolution happening, right? He's getting better, more strategic.
Exactly. And by his 3rd attempt, things start to get really interesting. He calls it Pepsi Park.
Pepsi Park.
Yeah.
Like the soda.
Yep. He's like, you know what? I'm going all in on branding. He even designs the park to kind of look like the Pepsi logo.
Wow. Commitment. So is Pepsi Park the one where he finally figures things out?
Well, he definitely gets more clever. Like, he starts using pre-built roller coasters to save time and money.
Smart. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
Right. And then, okay, get ready for this. He comes up with this scheme to, like, trap couples on this little island and make them pay to leave.
An island specifically for trapping couples.
Quite divorce
And
island.
Divorce Island, that's dark, but also kind of genius.
Oh, it's totally absurd. But it shows he's, like, really starting to understand how to manipulate the game, you know?
Yeah, he's thinking outside the box, using the chaos to his advantage.
Totally. And the cart ride, that infamous cart ride, it makes a comeback.
Oh no, not the cart ride again.
Oh, yeah, but this time he has a plan. He uses it as like a gateway to a paid section of the park.
So you have to endure the boring cart ride to get to the good stuff.
Exactly. It's like this brilliant but evil plan. He's turned this thing everyone was making fun of into a money-making machine.
That's actually pretty clever.
Right. So he's getting better, things are looking up. But then, as the clock ticks down to that 1 hour mark, he does something totally crazy. He gives control of the park over to his Twitch chat.
Oh boy, that can't be good. You know what they say about too many cooks in the kitchen?
Well, in this case, it's too many Twitch viewers running a theme park. And it's a complete disaster. They call it Twitch Plays Planet Coaster.
I bet it's pure chaos.
Pure chaos is an understatement. You won't believe some of the decisions they make.
This, I gotta hear. Tell me everything.
Oh, we're just getting started. Buckle up because we're diving even deeper into the madness next time.
So, back to Divorce Island. I mean, really, an island to trap couples.
It's wild, right? But kind of makes you think. Like some real theme parks, they're kind of sneaky about getting you to spend more, aren't they?
You know what? You're totally right. All those, like, gift shops, right when you exit a ride, it's all very calculated.
Exactly. And the lines, like they wind you past all these tempting snacks and drinks and, well, you know.
Psychology. They're playing with our brains.
Totally. And Doug's Divorce Island, even though it's obviously a joke, it's kind of poking fun at all that, isn't it?
He's being totally over the top about it, which makes it okay to laugh. It's like he's in on the joke.
Exactly. It's more than just watching a game. It's like he's making a statement about the whole theme park thing, the whole entertainment industry even.
Totally agree. It's like a commentary on consumerism wrapped in a hilarious theme park disaster.
So speaking of disasters, let's talk about this Twitch Plays Planet Coaster thing. That's where it gets really unpredictable.
Yeah, where he hands the controls over to the chaos of Twitch chat.
You got it. And it is a train wreck of terrible decisions. Like, right away, they fire the janitor, who was actually doing a decent job.
Oh, no, not the child-eating janitor.
Him too. Gone. And then they just start spending money like crazy, building all these expensive rides that nobody wants to ride.
Sounds about right for Twitch chat. But doesn't that remind you of, like, some real-world stuff? Groups making bad decisions.
Totally. Like, it's a perfect example of mob mentality, right? All these voices, and nobody's thinking about the long term.
It's like everyone wants their idea to happen, and the good ideas get lost in the noise.
Exactly. And it's all happening live, so you can, like, feel the pressure building. Doug's just watching his park crumble, and there's nothing he can do.
But even with all that, it still seems like there's this, like, good vibe between him and the chat.
Oh, absolutely. It's like they're all in on it together. They're laughing with him, not at him.
So it's like a family, a slightly dysfunctional one that loves to watch a theme park burn.
Exactly. But, you know, while all this craziness is happening, Doug's actually learning. Like, he's getting better at the game.
That's true. By the time we get to Pepsi Park, he's way more strategic.
Yeah, he's thinking ahead, planning for disasters, even using them to his advantage. Like, he starts using pre-built roller coasters, which saves a ton of time and money.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. Right.
Exactly. And then remember that cart ride that everyone was making fun of? Well, guess what? He figures out how to make it profitable.
Oh, no, not the cart ride. What did he do?
So he builds this, like, bigger, more exciting ride. But to get to it, you got to ride the cart first.
He's forcing people to ride the boring cart to get to the good stuff.
Yep. Pure evil genius. He turned this thing everyone hated into a moneymaker.
That's amazing. Like, even with all the chaos, he's still adapting, finding ways to win.
And that's what I love about this whole thing, right? Is like, no matter how crazy things get, there's always a way to, like, make the best of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Doug's showing us that even in the face of disaster, you can still find a way to thrive and have a laugh along the way.
Exactly. I'm still thinking about all those people stuck in Benchtown, you know? just sitting there surrounded by benches.
It's hilarious. And it's so DougDoug, right? Like, things are going wrong, but he just rolls with it, makes it funny.
Exactly. He could have gotten all frustrated, but instead he's like, all right, more benches it is.
He's got that self-awareness, you
Yeah.
know? Like, he knows it's ridiculous.
Right.
And that makes it okay for us to laugh, too.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people love his videos. It's like we all deal with crazy stuff in our lives.
Oh, for sure. And watching him handle these crazy situations with a smile, it kind of makes your own problems seem a little smaller.
Exactly. All right, but let's talk about the disasters for a second. I mean, a pirate ship infestation. Who comes up with this stuff?
It's like you never know what's going to happen next. Kind of like real life, huh?
Right. 1 minute you're building a theme park, the next minute you're fighting off pirates.
Exactly. And it keeps you on the edge of your seat, right? You're like, okay, what's he going to do now?
Like, remember when he had to build that roller coaster through the giant Pepsi can?
Oh, yeah. That was wild.
Talk about thinking outside the box.
Definitely not something they teach you in theme park design school.
But that's the thing. He always figures it out, even if it's a little messy.
And you got to remember, he's doing all this while trying to, like, actually make money.
Right. He can't just go crazy building whatever he wants. He's got to keep the lights on.
It's a constant balancing act. Keep the visitors happy, make enough money, and, oh yeah, deal with random disasters every 5 minutes.
And then there's the Twitch chat, like always there to tempt him with bad ideas.
Oh yeah, they're like the little devil on his shoulder whispering, do it, build that giant useless statue.
But even when they're driving him nuts, there's still that sense of, like, fun, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all in good fun. Like, they're messing with him, but they're also rooting for him.
It's like a big, chaotic family.
A family that loves theme park mayhem.
Exactly. But, you know, when you really think about it, this whole thing is about more than just, you know, a guy playing a video game.
Yeah, it makes you think about, like, how we deal with chaos in our own lives, right?
Totally. Like, Doug could have just given up, right? But he didn't. He kept adapting, kept finding ways to make things work.
And he did it with a smile on his face.
Exactly. So I guess what we're saying is, even when things are going crazy, don't forget to laugh.
Find the fun in the chaos.
And maybe, you know, build a few extra benches, just in case.
You never know when you'll need them.
That's it for our deep dive into Planet Coaster, but a random disaster happens every 5 minutes.
We hope you enjoyed the ride.
Thanks for listening.